Today, I'm going to show you the 6 most essential signs for making your ex miss you. And if you stick around until the end, I'm going to show you the one sign that everyone overlooks, but is the absolute most important thing that you need to do if you want your ex to miss you. Now, if you're anything like me and want results right away, my best recommendation for you is to actually hop over to our website, www.exboyfriend.com, and take the quiz that I've outlined there. It's a simple 2-minute quiz designed to tell you what kind of chance you have of getting your ex back. All you have to do if you want to take the quiz is simply look in the description link below this video, click on the link you see there, and we are going to get you taken care of. Okay, let's begin by talking about the 6 most important things that you need to do to make your ex miss you. Tip number 1, utilize a no contact rule. That always seems to be the standard advice everyone gives in videos like these, but let me tell you a little bit of the psychological reasons for why a no contact rule is perfectly made to make an ex miss you. Implementing a no contact rule is designed to do 2 things. Number 1 is designed to make your ex miss you, but number 2 is designed to give you time to reset your life. Sounds very cliche, right? Well, actually, the no contact rule utilizes something called psychological reactance. Now, I don't want to get too technical here, but psychological reactance is basically when you deprive someone of a behavioral freedom, they're more likely to try to re-obtain that freedom. I'll give you an example. You have the ability to click off this video whenever you want. You can simply go to the sidebar, click on an interesting cat video you see over there, but what if I prevented you from doing that? What if you were stuck just watching this video over and over and over again, trapped in a locked room, unable to do anything? You'd probably try really hard to get that behavioral freedom of choice back, wouldn't you? By implementing a no contact rule on your ex, you're depriving his ability to talk to you. You're taking that freedom away. So it stands to reason that he's going to try to find a way to get that freedom back. And usually that way is by spamming your phone with tons of text messages. Tip number 2, up your social media game. Look, I hate to break it to you, but the vast majority of people that I've worked with really suck at social media. The cliched advice is to post things that are awesome on social media. Usually people take that as doing something like, hey, I'm gonna go out, party, and take a picture with another girl or a guy to make my ex jealous. That's actually not the most effective route to go. Social media, especially during the no contact rule, is an opportune time for you to cultivate the image that you want your ex to see. Let's say that one of your ex's biggest reasons for breaking up with you was the fact that he thought you were too safe or too boring. Well, social media is a perfect time or a perfect tool for you to recultivate that idea, to take the boring lifestyle that your ex thinks you have and do something out of the ordinary to capture his or her attention. This can be even more effective if you pair some knowledge that you have about your ex with your social media game. Let's say that your ex has always wanted to visit Hawaii. Just so happens you have money and are in need of an awesome vacation, so you go to Hawaii and you post photos, pictures, videos of you having a great time. Well, that's bound to capture your ex's attention, especially if you're in the midst of a no contact rule. Tip number 3, understand it's all about what's in it for them. Let me break it down for you in the most simple way possible. Human beings tend to be very self-interested in every aspect of their life. You wouldn't just give a man coming up to you at a bar any time of day if he just started with, hey, what's up? Let's sleep together. That doesn't work. But why? Why doesn't it work? Well, it doesn't work because this random stranger who you know nothing about, who you don't even care about, is asking to have sex with you without you getting anything in return. Now, it's kind of weird to look at human beings as transactional people, but that's kind of how we are, especially when it comes to relationships. The only reason that you want your ex back is that you think he or she can give you something that no one else can. There's something in it for you. The problem is your ex doesn't think that being with you is going to do anything for them. Once you understand this simple fact, you can kind of take a minute and reverse engineer the breakup and start thinking about what it is that your ex wants that you couldn't provide. Now, I'm not saying that anything is wrong with you or the breakup is your fault. Nothing like that at all. But what I am saying is that you can start looking at things from his or her perspective to try to reverse engineer to give them what they need, because after all, we are self-interested and they need to feel that something is in it for them, especially if they are wanting to take you back. Tip number 4, the good feelings versus bad feelings theory. Think of relationships as bank accounts. With a bank account, a healthy bank account will have lots of money going in and not a lot of money coming out. Well, relationships are kind of the same way, except instead of money, you're dealing with how you feel, emotions. The more good feelings or good emotions that you can create within your ex, the more likely they are to be drawn to you. But the same thing applies to bad feelings, except in the inverse. The more things you do to leave your ex with a bad taste in their mouth or get into angry fights with your ex, the more likely they are to repel you. So if you really want to understand how to make an ex miss you, it's all about harping on those good feelings. And this has many applications to different aspects of our life. Think about your favorite food. Why is it your favorite food? Well, it tastes good, right? Well, why does it taste good? Well, when you eat it, certain things are fired in your brain to say, hey, that tastes good. Certain chemicals are fired. It's almost an addiction. You want more of it. It's a good feeling. Now, let's switch gears and talk about some of the most disgusting foods you can eat. Why do you stay away from them? Well, because when you taste them, they don't taste good. They taste awful and you want nothing to do with them, right? It's kind of like that with your ex. Every conversation you have, every interaction that you have with them needs to leave them feeling good in some way, shape, or form. Even small little, hey, that was a nice conversation, works. It raises the bank account, if you will. But if every time you're conversing with your ex and you're getting into a fight or bringing up the past and kind of imploding, that's not really gonna help your case, especially when it comes to making them miss you. Tip number 5. End conversations first as much as possible. Now, most dating coaches would sit here and tell you you need to end every conversation first 100% of the time, but I'm realistic and I've been doing this long enough to know that is nearly impossible, especially when you're dealing with an ex who really doesn't want to talk to you at first. Here's what I recommend to my clients. Instead of thinking about ending every conversation first, because we all know there's huge benefits to that, try to get a majority of the conversations ended first. Let's say that you have 100 conversations with your ex and you end 60 of them first. That's a pretty good ratio. You're going to find there's a constant battle between who ends the conversation first, because there's also a thing you have to look out for with ending conversations too early. What you're looking for here is to end a conversation after it's ran its course and you've gotten everything that you possibly could have gotten from it. Think back to the last tip, the good feelings versus bad feelings theory. Has the conversation created enough of a good feeling within your ex? If it hasn't, keep the conversation going until you can get that good feeling or extract it. That's what we're looking for. And finally, without a doubt, one of the most important tips, tip number 6, be willing to lose. Out of all the tips I've talked about today, this is, in my opinion, without a doubt, the most important one, because it's all about leverage. What do you think I mean when I say be willing to lose? Well, really what I'm saying is that you have to have yourself in a state of mind where you're willing to lose this person that you're trying to make miss you. You're willing to walk away and say, oh, well, I tried. Having that mindset gives you a huge advantage over most people. I'll give you an example. In business, one of the worst things that you can do is enter a negotiation in which you don't have any leverage. Now, why do you think that is? Well, it's because if you don't have any leverage, then the other person can take advantage of you. Most of the people that I work with who are trying to get their exes back or make their exes miss them don't have any leverage. And really the only leverage that they can ever gain is being strong enough to say, you know what, I can walk away. I can walk away and be okay. Most of the people I work with are scared of that outcome. But I actually think the people who embrace it do better. They do better because it seeps into every aspect of their lives and they don't have their ex on a pedestal, which is a huge problem I see with most of the people that I'm working with. They have their ex up here when he should be down here. Not to say that you're better than him, even though I think probably in most cases you are, but I'm saying if you look at your ex on a pedestal, you have no leverage. Every single action they take, you will dissect when it should be the other way around. By simply being able to walk away and being able to lose, you give yourself leverage that you need to get your ex back. Sometimes the person who's willing to lose the guy gets the guy. Remember that. Hey, thank you so much for getting to the end of this video. I really appreciate it. If you haven't already, make sure you take a look in the description link below and take our Ex Recovery Chances quiz. It's a simple 2-minute quiz designed to tell you what kind of chance you have of getting your ex back. All you gotta do is simply look in the description link below and we'll hook you up. And also, if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to my channel. We're producing weekly videos on breakups and relationships, basically to help you in your life to get the life that you deserve. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to my channel and click the bell notification. Thank you so much. I will see you guys next time.